Hey guys, in this video, I will be telling you why Portugal will be winning the 2026 World Cup. Stay tuned. Let me preface this by saying I've worked with The Simpsons before. And what are we notorious for knowing? We're notorious for predicting what's gonna happen. Why? Because we're working with all the most powerful people. We're the ones orchestrating how the world is working. I'm just kidding, but no, seriously. All of this is merely speculation, but I do have 3 reasons as to why I think Portugal will be heavily favored in this upcoming World Cup. Reason number 1 is purely holistic. So Portugal have an amazing squad right now. Starting off with their defense, you got Nuno Mendes, hands down best left back in the world right now. Their goalkeeper, Diego Costa, decent enough to be, obviously keep goals out of the net. Neves, you have center backs that are pretty strong in their positions, playing in the top clubs in football. And then you move on to their best area, which is their center mid, or their midfielders. So you got João Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix. All of these players are creators. All of them have engines so they can run for days. All of them play at similar clubs. For example, the left back, Nuno Mendes, plays with Vitinha. Vitinha plays with João Neves. They all have crazy chemistry right now. So right now their midfield area is phenomenal. Bruno obviously has been great at Manchester for a while, so he's been sort of an outlier because his club isn't doing the best right now. So, but he's always been at a top level. And then moving on to their forwards, obviously you have El Goat, El Goat. Obviously his speed has declined, but his poaching ability, his awareness on the box, his penalties, his confidence, all of that is at an all-time level. The guy just keeps scoring in the Saudi league, and I know it's the Saudi league, but it's still somewhat competitive, similar to Messi over there, what he's doing at the MLS. I would say there's more European players of high level at the Saudi league than there are at MLS. So I would say it's slightly a little bit more competitive. But yeah, the guy's still scoring goals, and we saw what he was doing in the qualifiers leading up to the 2026 World Cup. The dude's still scoring, man. He finds a way to get the ball into the net. So these players are great. They have a really fantastic selección. And some of the other nations, they do have really good teams as well. However, I don't think they have world-class players in every area. So Brazil, Rafinha, Vinicius, they have some good attackers, some really good attackers, but their defense sort of lacks no real world-class top-level center backs. A lot of the center backs like that play for Arsenal, Gabriel crashed into their goalkeeper from Spain at Arsenal, and that caused the 2-2. So their players aren't the best in all positions. They're definitely good, but they're not world-class as the Selección of Portugal is. And so some of the other contenders, Spain I think will be their toughest one. Obviously they edged them out at the Nations League, but that I think will be a tough matchup. France can be troubling as well. I just feel as though Mbappe, I feel as though the team is gonna revolve around him, and he doesn't really know if he should play on the wing or striker, because they don't really have that tall striker right now that they had, like Giroud, someone that Mbappe can play off of. Maybe Ekitike, but he seems a little bit more mobile. So we'll see. That squad is definitely very tough as well. But overall, I think those are the only 3 nations that could possibly compete. Argentina, I would say, is on the down low, on the decline. Messi, their star player, is obviously aged. He's playing in the MLS. The level there is a lot less competitive. He plays also more of a playmaking role, and I think in that area there's a lot of youth in world football, so I think he'll be struggling in that area. And a lot of the other players really haven't stood out from the previous World Cup. Obviously, Julian Alvarez has stood out, but I don't think he's the star that Argentina can lean on. So that's my number one reason. Their squad is phenomenal. Second reason, we all saw what Mr. El Bicho did, right? He met up with President Donald Trump. Why he met up with such a political figure months before arguably the biggest sports event in history. So if we read between the lines, we saw what happened at the 2022 World Cup. Messi was great friends with the Qatar Prince. Qatar Prince had great connections with the Paris Saint-Germain club that he was playing at. And obviously Qatar was hosting the World Cup, so you put one and one together. Argentina was handed a lot of penalties, helped them escape a lot of sticky situations like the Netherlands matchup. And so I think the similar thing will happen for this World Cup. And my third and final reason is that it is Ronaldo's final dance, last dance, if you will. So the world loves giving huge, iconic sports figures storybook endings. Look what they did with Messi, obviously. Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, all of these Tom Brady, all of these like icon level superstars in their respective fields all have that storybook ending. Ronaldo quite yet hasn't. Obviously, he's still playing to try and reach the 1,000 goal mark. Ronaldo wants to make the case of why he's the best player in history unattainable, or he wants to make it be purely statistical in my eyes. He's probably one of the most competitive people that have ever existed, and the fact that Messi has the World Cup over him, I'm sure that doesn't sit well with him. And so I think because it's his last dance, if you will, it's his last big tournament, I think there's gonna be just moving figures that are gonna lead it to where he has a greater chance of obviously winning the World Cup. And I think that does a lot of things for the world. It creates narratives, creates documentaries that they can talk about. A lot of things that would create great revenue as well. You gotta look at it this way. The nations that host want to make the most money as possible. So what do you do in order to achieve that goal? You have the top nations competing towards the end, making sure that the stadiums are filled, that they're packed, making sure that they're getting their money back, because obviously they bid several years for this opportunity to host the biggest sporting event. So ultimately, I feel as though Ronaldo deserves a storybook ending. He's gonna win the World Cup, hit 1,000 goals, and that will be the things that combat Messi's 7 Ballon d'Oros and World Cup, because Ronaldo only has 5 Ballon d'Oros. So those two things will be the things that people will be able to debate about. And those are my 3 reasons as to why I think Ronaldo will win the 2026 World Cup, or Portugal as well. If you disagree with me, go ahead and let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and like it up so I can make more videos like this. And go ahead and check out more of my videos where I've played 1v1s and I've played in soccer games before. So go ahead and subscribe. Peace.